OK. Donc, nous allons faire ce que nous appelons les verbes impersonnels. Si on dit un verbe est impersonnel, cela veut dire que ce verbe est conjugué au niveau de la troisième personne singulier seulement. When we say a verb is impersonal in French, that means this verb is conjugated at the impersonal level. Do you get it now? There is
Yeah.
nothing like je, tu, nous, vous. Those ones does not exist. The verb is impersonal. There is only one conjugation to it, which is the third person singular. So that is what we call the verb impersonnel. The verb
Okay.
impersonnel. Now, we're going to be looking at that this morning, and that is in chapter 3 of your textbook, as you can find there. Chapter 3 of that, your textbook of the French
Yeah.
verb tenses. Let's pick it apart one after the other, the verb impersonal.
Mm.
What does it entail? What does it mean? And how do we navigate our way through that? Is the right question. So chapter 3, let's run there now. This is chapter 5. And we're
Mm.
still dealing with the present tense, mind you. We have not left the present tense. What we have done
Yeah.
so far is regular and irregular verbs. And then we have seen a lot of things that go along with it. So this third chapter is also part of the present tense we're dealing with. And this
Mm.
present tense, we're looking at what we call the impersonal verbs, the verb impersonal. I want you to read for us the commentary, a few impersonal verbs. Please read the commentary we have here for us, and let's run
Okay.
with it.
Verbs that do not have a personal subject, such as I, you, we, they, Mary, the student, etc., are called impersonal verbs. In French, the subject of these verbs is the impersonal pronoun il, corresponding to it in English. Some verbs such as falloir and pleuvoir, only exist in the impersonal form. Il faut, il pleut. While others such as faire, être, avoir are used impersonally in certain expressions. Il fait froid, il est midi, il y a.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Here are some common impersonal verbs and their most frequent uses.
Okay.
Weather
Now, from
verbs.
what you have read, it means some verbs are naturally impersonal, but others are used impersonally. And the
Yeah.
three key ones are the verb faire, être, and avoir. We're going to pick them one after the other and see how to go about it. So let's begin with the very first one. Verbs that indicate weather condition that are used impersonally. The verb here is the verb faire. What is faire again? To do.
To
Am I right?
do.
Good.
Yes.
But in this context of impersonal usage, it cannot convey to do. If I want to ask you, let me just ask you now. Kelton Fairty, how is the weather over there where you are? Whether Aba or you're about to Lagos, I do not know. So,
Mm.
Kelton Fairty, what is the weather like? How is the
Like,
weather? It's a question you can always ask. We ask every now and then. Am I right?
yeah.
Kelton Fairty. The
Let's see.
fair here is present tense. What we did here is what? Inversion. Why? It is Kel,
Yeah.
interrogative, adjective. And you know it has to be what? Kelton Fairty. We have to do the inversion. Now, if
Yeah.
you want to answer questions about the weather condition, we say il fait. That is the
Mm.
expression, il fait, and then you begin to put in the adjectives that follow to describe the weather condition.
Yeah.
Please do us a favor, read these ones for us.
Okay. Um, if a beau, the weather is good, it is nice
Mm.
out. If we're mauvais, the weather is bad.
Il fait mauvais, mauvais.
Yeah, mauvais. The
Mhm.
weather is bad. If we're chaud, it is hot. If we're froid, it is cold. If we're frais, it is cool. If
Mhm.
we're doux, it is mild. If we're du soleil, it is sunny. If we're du
Soleil. EI is air, remember, soleil.
soleil, yeah. If we're du vent, it is windy. If we're du brouillard, it is foggy.
It's foggy. Now, this is how you express weather. Is there anyone we have not captured here?
No.
It's
How do
almost
you say it?
impossible.
How do you say it's snowing?
We're going to get to snowing. There is a verb for that.
Okay, it's not fair. No, sure, okay.
Mm-mm. There's a verb
Okay.
for that. That the verb neiger, we say il neige is used in person.
Neige, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what you have here.
Mm.
It's raining,
Mm.
il pleut. It
Improve.
is snowing, is il neige.
Mm. Okay.
These are the impersonal usage of the verb faire with adjective to describe the weather condition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is on that note. Now, let me ask you the question today, and you give me the answer in French. Chez vous là-bas, your place over there, quel temps fait-il aujourd'hui? How's the weather like?
Aujourd'hui,
Oui.
il fait beau.
Il fait beau, OK? Chez nous ici,
Ce
il fait beau
matin.
aussi. Il fait beau ce matin, OK? Il fait beau ce matin. Il fait beau. Nous ne sommes pas en France. I don't want to ask you doing some questions that do not relate to Africa. So that is basically that particular expression. For weather condition, the verb faire is used impersonally with adjective to describe the weather condition. That's clear, right?
Yeah.
When you're reading, when you're writing, you're going to see that. Now, the impersonal use of être. You have seen the verb être before for a lot of things. Can you remind me some of them?
Where do we start from?
Start from anywhere.
Is it for, I mean, to say for nationality?
But one is to
Um,
express your state of being. I am.
I am, yeah.
That's the state
State
of
of
being. Number
yeah.
two, for nationality, go ahead.
T. We've also seen it in different expressions.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Then it is used in se to
Okay.
for identification.
Good.
Yeah.
And for presentation, il est.
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What about with prepositions to indicate current location,
Yeah.
origin, and people you
Mm-hmm.
are with?
People, yeah, yeah. Share. Using share.
It's also used for some idiomatic expression. True or false?
Very true. Saw them. We saw
All right.
them.
Yeah. So now, despite this plethora usage of être, malgré
Yeah,
le fait que le verbe être on the usage pléthore, nous avons plus de usage. We have it used impersonally. But at
yeah,
this time, it is to tell the time. I've taught you time, right?
yes. No,
Good. We didn't do time. We have done
no, not them.
numbers. We have done
Yeah,
numbers.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, not
Now,
on time.
okay, that's a bit strange. Now, the impersonal use of it, the verb it is used impersonally when telling the time. What we
Okay.
use is il est. It means it is. Il est.
Yeah.
It. Now, I'm going to ask you, quelle heure-t-il? What time is it?
Is it?
Now, when you come to time in French, there are basically few 7 things you need to know. Number
Mm.
one is to know the hour mark. The hour
Mm-hmm.
mark. That's the first thing to note.
Mm-hmm.
Number two thing to note when you are dealing with time in French is to know what, apart from the hour mark, is to know what we call how to say to or after. That's three. The
Mm-hmm.
next one is to know how to say quarter to or quarter past. The
Mm.
next one is to understand how to say it is half past.
Mm.
Half past in that context. It is
Yeah.
half past. So what will happen now is we are going to take a pause and then we're going to, okay. So you've seen the verb et used impersonally in the video you've watched, right?
Yes.
Please read through for me and explain to me how it works, the modality. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. Is it from the text?
Read the text, then explain with the text and the video you watched and explain to me.
Okay. Um, I'm trying to open the text.
I'm projecting it. I've not started. Okay.
No, you're not started.
Okay. So let me project it. Here you have it.
Okay. Um, the impersonal use of it. The verb être is used impersonally when telling time. Quelle heure est-il? What time is it? Il est midi or minuit. Is noon or midnight. Il est 12h30 du matin. It is 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Uh, il est 3h04 de l'après-midi. It is 3:15 p.m. Il est 9h moins le quart du soir. It is 8:45 p.m. Il est 10h20. It is 10:20. Il est 11h moins 5. It is 10:55. Yeah. Il est tôt. Is it tôt or tard?
Too
Yeah.
tard.
Tôt. Tard. Yeah. It is early. It is late. Tardy, late. When followed by an adjective in numerous expressions that we will learn in the infinitive and subjunctive chapter, respectively. Okay.
Okay, so explain to us how timing works in French.
Yeah. So from the video I watched, the things you need to know the hour mark, you need to know half past, you need to know quarter past, quarter to, you need to know like some minutes to or some minutes past. And you need to know that it is a 24-hour clock. So it depends on whether it's morning or evening. So for example, noon, if it's 12, noon or midnight, midi is noon, minuit is midnight.
Le
Then for
midi
the
et le minuit, right?
yeah, le midi, yes.
Okay, let's
Then
go.
for the hour mark, you just need to know it's 11, for example, 2 a.m. Il est 12 heures. If it
Mm-hmm.
is 2, if it is 2 p.m., that'll be il est 14 heures.
Good.
Yeah. Then for half past, there are two ways to say it. Either you add edomi or you add tront.
Good.
So, for example, 2:30 a.m., il est 12h30 or il est 12h30.
Okay.
Um, if you want to say 15 minutes to, you use the hour that it is getting to. For example, if it is 10:45, you say in the morning, you say il est 11 moins le quart. So that means like less than. So it is like you see, you use 11 and you say use less than. So also more look at, or you can say more cans. That
Okay.
is 15 minutes. Then to say 15 minutes past, you just add the time, like the amount of time. You just say, for example, 2:15, say il est 12 uh, le 4,
Les
or
deux est écart.
et 4, et
Yes.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
Or il est 12 5.
Moins local. Les deux cinq. 15. Non
4,
5.
5, no 5 comes. Yes.
Okay.
So it's the same way to say some minutes to or um minutes past.
Okay.
So
Explain that one to us.
yeah, if you want to say some minutes to, you use the nearest hour. So if it
Good.
is like 10 minutes to uh if it is 10 minutes to 6 a.m., you say
Yes.
il est 6 heures moins 10.
Good.
Yeah. And then if it is uh 10 minutes past 6, you say il est 6 heures 10.
No moins. Not no après. Just the number direct, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now look at the time right now. It is 7:02. How do we say that in French?
Ok. Il est 7 heures d'eau.
It's now 7:03. What's the time?
Il est 7 heures 3.
Okay. If it was 3 minutes to 7, what will it be like?
Il est 7 heures moins euh, 3.
Okay. If it is 7:15 p.m., 7:15 a.m.
PM.
No, a.m. rather. 7:15 a.m.
AM. Ok, il est 7h15.
Mhm.
Oh, il est 7h15.
Okay. If it is 7:30, what is it going to give you?
Il est 7h30.
Mhm.
Oh, il est 7h30.
What if it is 7:25?
Il est 7h, euh, 25 ans.
25. Il est 7h25. So let's say it's 25 minutes to 7. Il est 7h moins 25. Right?
Yeah,
7,
yes.
15 minutes to 7. Il est 7h moins le quart.
Look at.
Yeah. So that is that. So let's do some more practice. We have some of them here for you to practice with. OK, we've already done that. I've asked you,
Yeah.
quelle heure est-il maintenant? Now, il est 7h04, n'est-ce pas? Il est
Mm-hmm.
7h04. Now, let me
Mm-hmm.
ask you these questions in French. Quelle heure est-il quand vous déjeunez? When do you take lunch?
Lunch. Uh,
You say je déjeune, you know how to use the verb. Make
uh,
sentences now.
déjeune.
Ah,
Is it ah?
yes, I'm at.
Okay,
Ah,
okay, okay.
mhm,
Ah, midi.
à midi. Woo, proper lunch. Donc, vous déjeunez à midi. Moi, je déjeune n'importe quelle heure.
Yeah.
Anytime I can take my lunch. OK, OK, OK. Maintenant, quelle heure est-il quand vous dînez? Vous dînez à quelle heure? What about your dinner?
Yeah. Dîner,
No, je dîne.
yeah, je dîne. I dine at. Uh,
Je dîne is I eat
mm,
dinner, not I dine. I eat dinner. Je dîne
yeah, je dîne à 6 heures. Non, non, non. À 18 heures.
18h, 6 p.m. People that
Yeah.
are washing their weights and heads. Wonderful.
It's necessary.
Oh, OK. Ah, quelle heure est-il quand vous allez au travail? When do you go to work?
Et je vais au travail.
Au travail. Au travail.
Je, hein?
Je vais au travail. Au
Yeah,
travail
je vais au travail à 9 heures.
à 9h. À
Yeah.
9h. OK. Maintenant, quelle heure est-il quand vous rentrez à la maison?
Euh, je, je rentre à la maison
Mhm.
à euh, euh, sorry, I'm trying to 17 heures.
À
Yeah,
17h, 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. OK.
yeah.
Vous avez des infos sur ça. Donc, on a déjà examiné, we have looked at falloir, faire with weather, être with time, n'est-ce pas? Maintenant, nous allons passer au verbe avoir. We have seen this one before, but we have to look at it again. And you use it
Okay.
quite well in your presentation. J'ai obtenu mon diplôme il y a quelques années. I say, wow, that's good. That's beautiful. And now, let's see it together now. Do you know how to use it already? I know you just
Okay.
memorize that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the use of avoir impersonally. Please read the commentary for us.
The impersonal use of avoir. The verb avoir is used impersonally in the expression il y a. There
Il
is
y
or
a,
there
not il. Il y a.
yeah.
Yes,
There is or there are.
good.
Yeah.
And before you go on, let's talk about existence, right? We've done that
Yeah.
already. We talk about
Yeah. Yeah.
existence. Let's
Uh,
close.
yeah. Yeah. Une clôture
Clôture. Mhm.
autour de la maison.
Autour de
Autour
la maison. Il y a une clôture autour de la maison. It fence around the house. Go ahead.
de la house. Il y a quelqu'un.
There's
Is there
someone.
anyone there?
Il y a
Yeah. Is there?
quelqu'un. Il y a
Yeah.
quelqu'un. Mhm.
Il y a trois voitures dans le garage.
Please pronounce the voiture very well. You are bigger than that. Abba.
I said voiture.
It cannot be voiture. Look at it again.
Voiture.
It cannot be two. You. Voiture.
Okay.
If you say two, OU is who. That's two.
Yeah. Voiture. Yeah.
You. Voiture. I don't like you saying
Yeah.
voiture. Kí ló dé? Voiture. Mhm. Il y a trois voitures dans le garage.
dans le garage. Il y a un truc dans le
OK?
garage.
Mhm.
Euh, heu- heureusement,
Mhm.
il n'y a, il n'y a, oh, il y a,
Il n'y a, go ahead.
excuse me. Il n'y a que trois blessés.
No, no, I did very
Bless,
well. Blessé.
blessés,
You
yeah.
know, blessé is not to bless, so blessé is injury, to injure.
Injury. There you
Uh,
go. French.
no is only. We see, we saw that in our negation. No que.
Yeah.
Il n'y a que trois blessés. There are only three injured
Sorry,
people.
your people.
Okay, now we have seen Ilya. All here talk about the existence. The first one is the existence of a fence, the existence of somebody, the existence of three cars, and then the existence of three what? Injured people.
Your people.
Here, talk about existence in that context. Please go ahead with the notes.
Yeah. Note that yeah is always in the singular. Yeah. Uh, des, des cuillères
Crier,
sur la,
crier, crier.
cuillères sur la table.
Mhm.
They are found on the table. Interrogative form of yeah is eskil,
Yeah,
esquilia,
or,
yati.
or y
Like esquilia, des fourchettes dans le tiroir.
Mhm.
Are there forks in the drawer?
Okay.
The negative form of yeah is pas. They
Mhm.
eat or not. Plus they plus now. Plus do plus now. Il n'y a pas de couture dans l'eau lave vaisselle.
Now let me verse. A I, you want air before you pronounce consonants. Pronounce it again.
Vaisselle.
Excel. Now look
Yeah.
at this sentence. Why is this one do?
Why is it what?
Why is this do when the
Mm,
noun is plural? Why not they? I thought it was they we normally use.
yeah,
Why do?
because it is no, I don't know.
Okay. When you have a sentence, hmm, this
Yes,
sentence is the negative, right?
yes. Oh,
Positive.
yes, I remember. Yeah. All of them change to do.
Good. All
They
the indefinite article becomes do in a
yeah,
negative sentence. Il n'y a
yes.
pas de garçon. Il n'y a pas de couteau. We failed this thing
Yes.
for school tire. We failed it.
Voila.
Okay.
I wanted to ask something. You said Ilya is always in the singular.
Yes, meaning the
Okay, yeah,
verb
trying
is
to
always
say
in the
the
singular.
verb.
Il y a
Okay.
is an idiomatic expression. It is fixed.
Whether you're talking about like
Plural or
like
singular is il y
yeah.
a.
Okay,
Il
I
y
get
a.
now.
Okay.
I get now.
Hmm. Now let's see how you're going to do with this one. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, are you ready? There is a cat
Yes.
in the kitchen. Okay, give me the answers.
Yeah, Unsha,
Is it Yunsha or Ansha?
Ansha, sorry, Ansha. Yeah, Ansha don't like
La
the
cuisine.
routine. Yes, present.
There aren't any napkins on the table.
Il n'y a pas, no, any. Is that, no, um,
Mm-hmm.
is
In
it
your
pas?
pa, that's it. There are not. There aren't any.
Yeah,
In your pa,
and
what's
the,
napkins?
I don't know that.
Check for it. Napkin.
What?
Napkins. What's napkins?
I can't remember.
Now look for it. You have a French dictionary, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, search for it. This is how you. This is how you master the vocabulary. You don't forget it again.
So improve vocabulary. Vocabulary.
In your pa, do what?
Let me see. Nothing.
C'est une serviette.
Serviette,
C'est une
serviette,
serviette.
il y a serviette de table.
Serviette sur la table. Un.
Yeah,
Sur la table. I'm not touching those prepositions. I'm going to say most of them. Sur la table. Il n'y a pas de serviette. You see, I'm using do because it's negative. This those
yeah,
serviette is plural. But it's
yeah.
napkins. Is there a computer in the class? Mhm.
Y a-t-il un ordinateur
Y
dans,
a-t-il un ordinateur? Mhm.
dans, dans la classe?
Dans la salle de classe. Salle de classe.
Yeah, dans la salle de classe.
Okay. How many universities are there in France?
What? Combien
Mhm.
de
Combien d'universités?
d'universités
Mhm.
y a-t-il en France?
Okay. Is there a restroom on this floor?
Y a-t-il euh, uh, well, should we use est-ce this time? Est-ce qu'il y a,
Y a-t-il, est-ce qu'il y a, Rango?
yeah, toilette
Mhm.
cette, euh, à
Étage,
cet étage, yeah.
right? Now,
Yes.
there are clouds in the sky. Okay. What are clouds in the sky?
Euh, nuages, il y a nuages dans
Il y a des nuages.
là des nuages,
Cannot
yeah.
just say il y a nuages. Something must precede the noun.
Mm.
Mhm. Mhm. Dans le ciel.
Yeah, dans le ciel.
Okay. The next one.
Mm. Is there a lost and found here?
Mhm.
Y
Mhm.
a-t-il, y a-t-il d'un,
Y a-t-il
dans,
un bureau des objets trouvés ici? Lost and found is un bureau des objets trouvés.
yeah. It doesn't have to be do, right?
Hmm? Non, il
It
must not be
doesn't have to
do.
be do that for us. Okay.
Ici.
Okay.
Y
Yeah.
a-t-il un bureau des
Number,
objets trouvés ici?
yes.
Okay. There is a satellite dish
Il y a
on the
une
roof. Il y a une parabole.
parabole
Mhm.
dans
OK.
les euh, toitures. Toiture.
Toiture. OK.
Yeah.
There is no money in my wallet. Aha.
Il n'y a pas d'argent
Good.
dans mon portefeuille.
Portefeuille. Portefeuille.
Portefeuille. Portefeuille. E is silent.
Yes. Portefeuille.
Okay.
There is no freedom of speech in this country.
Il n'y a pas euh, de liberté d'expression dans cet pays.
Dans ce pays. Pays
Dans,
is masculine. Country.
ouais. Yeah, true, true, true. Dans ce pays.
Dans ce pays. So, maintenant, on a abordé le verbe être, le verbe avoir, le verbe faire d'une façon
Yeah,
impersonnelle. I will also say other forms of impersonal verbs in verbs that are originally impersonal in the language. Is that okay? So, right
yeah,
about now, these are vocabularies you could look at
yeah,
later on. We have la fauteuil for armchair, la salle de bain, your bedroom, la baignoire for your bathtub, le lit for your bed, la chambre à coucher for your bedroom, la chaise for chair, la commande is your chest, your drawer, L'armoire is your closest rideau, les rideaux, curtain. Le bureau is your desk, or you can say office for bureau. Dining room is salle à manger. Dishwasher, le lave-vaisselle, right? Door is la
Mhm.
porte. Fireplace is la cheminée. Floor of a room is le plancher. Hallway is le couloir. Kitchen is la cuisine. Lamp is la what? Lampe.
Yeah.
La lampe. Living room is your le salon. Microwave is le micro-ondes. Mirror is le miroir. Le réfrigérateur. Le tapis for rug. La douche for your shower. Le lavabo, that's for your sink in the bedroom. Hmm? Then we have l'évier for your
Yeah.
sink in the kitchen. Know the difference. Canapé is your sofa. Table is your table. Mur is your wall.
Table.
Fenêtre is your window. These are important. Now, this is what you normally use when you are doing your presentation. I love that a lot. Iya can also mean ago, right?
Yeah.
Note that unlike its English equivalent, Iya precedes the time. You will say Iya Keko's name. Iya with you. Iya Anma 8 months ago, 8 days ago. When
Yeah.
Iya precedes the time period, it means ago in that context. Iya with
Mm-hmm.
you 8 days ago. Iya 2 heures, 2 hours ago. Iya 3 heures, 3 hours ago. You see how it works now. So you are
Yeah.
using it perfectly, and that was very polished French. So let's see.
Mm.
How do we say 5 weeks ago?
That would be il y a cinq il y a 5 semaines.
Yeah,
5 semaines.
5 semaines. Good. What was it 4 hours ago?
Il y a 4 euh,
Yeah, 4 heures.
heures.
How do we say 2 centuries ago?
Il y a 5 de
2 centuries ago. 2 centuries.
il y a 2 cents. Non, il y a 2 cents.
Il y a 2 siècles.
Siècle.
Il y a 2 siècles. Centuries.
Mm.
Il y a 2 siècles. The E has a sound grave. The first E. Il y
Yeah.
a 2 siècles. How do you say 2 decades? How do you say a decade ago?
Il y a il y a une décennie. Décennie.
Une décennie.
Décennie. Yeah.
How do you say a long time ago?
Ah, euh, il y a un longtemps.
Il y a longtemps.
Il y a longtemps.
Okay. Now, having seen those other verbs, we're now coming to the few impersonal. We have il faut, il vaut mieux. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Il faut is from the verb falloir.
Falloir.
It means it's necessary or one must do something. Il faut faire attention en classe. One must pay attention in class. Il ne faut pas fumer dans cet endroit public. One must not smoke in the public places. If I want to say it is necessary or one must do something, I say il faut. Now, I want to say it is better to do your PR with French than English. I will say il vaut mieux. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
The verb vaut is from the verb valoir. It is used impersonally as il vaut mieux. It means it is better.
Mm.
Let me say
Is voilà not wrong?
valoir, what? It means to what it. That's what or something. Valoir, it means to what.
Wait, sorry. I thought valoir is to want.
No, that's vouloir.
Okay,
You see,
sorry.
you see pronunciation wahala now.
Valoir. Valoir. Okay.
Vouloir,
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I get now. Yeah.
valoir. This is to what. Now, this is
Okay.
used impersonally here with mieux
Yeah.
to mean
Yeah.
it is better. Let's make it
Yeah.
contrary to what feminists are telling us. It is better to be married than single any day, anytime. If you marry
Yes.
right. Il vaut
Mm-hmm.
mieux se marier qu'au célibataire. It's better to be married than to be single.
Yeah, I get it now.
So when you see
Verse.
something that is for comparison, I want to say it is better to remain here. Paul Peter told them in the scripture, Christ, say, Christ is better to remain here. Let's remain here. Let's not live here. When he saw glory in the Mount of Transfiguration.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
You want to say it's better, evomio is an expression on its own. It's better. It's better to eat properly than to treat sickness. That's what you tell your patient, right?
Yes.
Either you take your food as medicine or you take your medicine as food. You choose the one with better pass. I know food is cheaper than medicine.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So, il vaut mieux manger qu'au prenez de piqûres et des médicaments. It's better
Mm.
to eat. So that il vaut mieux means it is better. It's better. Il
Yeah.
faut, it is necessary or one must do something. If I say, il faut que nous ayons classe demain, it's necessary we have class tomorrow. It's important. So you can say it is important, it is necessary, one must do something. That's for il faut. I want to say it is better, I'll say il vaut.
Mm.
Il vaut. Il vaut. Now, let me not spark a debate this morning. In those days, they will tell you it's better to send a male child to school than a female child. They have their
Mm.
reasons. Abi?
Mm-hmm.
Though we don't agree
Yeah.
with them, there is still wisdom in some of the things they did. If you
Mm.
are objective enough,
Yeah.
but it was not complete. But they were still right, even in that decision,
Mm-hmm.
if you analyze it properly.
Mm.
Especially in the Igbo tradition, where the woman leaves the family forever and is joined to her husband. Right?
No.
I hear
Eh,
you. Things have changed. I agree.
okay, the tradition, but
Yes, that's the tradition. The woman is married off. They don't give her inheritance in her father's house.
sorry,
Eh?
it is what a
They
sad
don't.
life.
It's just that they will make their dad to work and work and work and work and work even during burial. Terrible. And she has not the mother rapper she will inherit. What is rapper?
Eh, oh, thank God for civilization.
Civilization and the rest. But even at that, tradition still holds. So parents are not smarter to empower their female children. So
Mm.
evil meal is better.
Yeah.
Is better. So that I believe the expression has sunk in. I'm using these ones to make sure it sinks in. Ifo, ifomio. Let's look at these expressions together now. One must be polite, meaning it is necessary to be polite. How do you say that in French?
Il faut, uh, what's polite?
Il faut être
Uh,
poli.
yeah.
To be, this be will be in the infinitive. The faut, the must is the il faut.
Yeah.
Être
What?
poli.
Yeah.
One must not do
Mm.
that.
Il faut,
One must not, negation.
il ne faut, yeah.
Il
Il
ne
ne
faut
faut pas,
pas
il ne faut pas,
faire ça.
euh, faire, yeah, ça, true, 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 true.
One
Word,
must
word,
study
word.
pedagogy in order to become a teacher. Hmm?
Il
Il
faut
faut étudier la
étudier
pédagogie,
la pédagogie pour,
mhm, devenir
euh, yeah,
professeur.
yeah, professeur, devenir, yeah.
Il faut étudier la pédagogie pour devenir,
Mhm.
pour devenir
Prof-
professeur. Là, c'est un professeur. Il est posé des pour aider. One must have patience. How you say one must have patience?
Il faut avoir, oui, oui, wrong,
Il faut avoir de la patience.
la patience.
Let's say a nurse come and is trying to gossip. My doctors did it. Say, nurse, il faut avoir de la patience. Because I know they're always angry with doctors. They are like NASU staff, always angry with lecturers, as if now we oppress them.
Better to be alive.
Hmm?
No, I think it's important to just be alive with with them.
Those people,
If not, if we scatter your life.
I'm telling you. I saw one. What do you know? Useless doctor. I say, madam, will you keep quiet in my mind? Now, doctor, one doctor to how many nurses? Damn. Eh? And they won't agree.
At all.
They won't
Mm-hmm.
agree. There's hierarchy in the place of work, and every profession, we have people that are in charge. If doctors
Yeah.
go home, nothing will happen. Joke apart.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
nurses go home, something can still happen. Those will be limited.
Yeah. Exactly.
If lecturers go home, the school is closed, and there's nothing anybody can do. Nothing happens. Learners
Mm.
will go home, we'll still run the school without them.
Still
So we're going to
honest.
be limited. So
Mm.
there's hierarchy
Yeah.
in importance. Now, it's
That's
better
true.
to leave.
Um, il vaut mieux partir.
Il vaut mieux partir. Exactly. Il vaut mieux partir. It's better to tell the truth.
Il vaut mieux dire la vérité.
Il vaut mieux dire la,
Vérité.
il vaut mieux dire la vérité. Il vaut mieux dire la vérité. So that's basically the impersonal verb usage, which is very, very essential. And these are other vocabularies to learn. Souffler is to blow. Have a good soutane, être bien bronzé, that is to dress well. Then the inhabitants, les provinciaux, just about everywhere, un peu partout, un peu partout. We
Mm.
have lavender fields, des champs de la lavande. Merchant, that's le commerçant, mais la commerçante, most of the time, la plupart du temps, olive tree, l'olivier, only, no co. You see that no co we used earlier? There, no
Yeah.
co means only. Assez, rather, assez, le coup de soleil, sunburn, soutane lotion, le crème du soleil.
So,
Those are basic vocabulary I think you should be able to master. Now, that brings us to the end of that particular aspect, and I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to stop the recording here.